Absolutely no one saw this coming, at least not on this level. The San Francisco 49ers, a team long known for relying on its seasoned veterans and big-name stars, is now quietly building something terrifying through a completely different route. While the rest of the NFL seems to be sleeping, something special is happening at training camp. And it's not just one player making noise. It's not a fluke. It's not a lucky rookie class. This is a pattern, a wave, a statement being made under the radar, and it's becoming impossible to ignore every day of camp. The same names keep coming up, not the usual suspects like Nick Bosa or Fred Warner, but a group of young, hungry athletes that the front office has handpicked through recent drafts. These aren't just filler pieces. These guys are showing out consistently, and yet, somehow, major media outlets like ESPN are acting like the Niners are thin on young talent. They put out their annual ranking of NFL teams under 25 talent-wise, and stuck the 49ers all the way down at 30th. 30th, that's outrageous, and sure, the team's best-known stars are older players like Trent Williams, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, but to act like this team has no pipeline of young contributors, that's just not true. It's reckless, and look, it's early, I get that. You can't declare a draft class a success after a few weeks of practice. In July, these things take time. A real evaluation comes years down the line when a guy earns that second contract, either from the team that drafted him or elsewhere. That's when you know a pick truly hit. But you also can't ignore the signs. You can't pretend like what's happening in this training camp is normal, because it's not. This isn't hype. This isn't overreaction. It's multiple observers, across platforms, all seeing the same things at once. It's consistency. It's dominance. It's guys stepping into roles and not just surviving, but standing out. Let's start with Michael Williams, just turned 21 at the end of June. And already he's bullying offensive tackles like he's been in the league 5 years. The guy is a physical specimen, 6'5", 260 pounds, with ridiculous length and burst off the edge in his very first padded practice. He gave Trent Williams the best left tackle in football more than he can handle. You don't just do that. You don't make Trent stumble unless you've got something real. That's not something you fake. What stands out about Michael is how complete his game is for such a young player. He's not just some flashy speed guy trying to bend around the corner. He sets the edge. He plays the run. He wins with power. He wins with leverage. The coaching staff is already buzzing about him, and Robert Saleh didn't even try to play it cool. He flat out said, "Michael is going to be a heck of a player." That's a quote. You don't get that kind of praise from Saleh unless you've really earned it. And honestly, watching him go to work, it's clear this kid is legit. But it's not just Michael, not even close. CJ West is another one that's making waves. This guy is a tank. He's got this combination of mass and explosion that you just don't see often. In one rep during one-on-ones, he completely uprooted Dominic. Puny put the man on skates. And Puny isn't a pushover. He's a solid prospect, but CJ made it look easy. That kind of power up the middle changes games. It changes blocking schemes. It creates chaos in the pocket, even when he doesn't get the sack. Then there's Alfred Collins. If you haven't seen him yet, just wait. The guy is enormous. I mean, massive. You look at him next to Kevin Givens, a pretty good-sized defensive lineman in his own right. And Givens looks like a tight end. Collins makes everyone else look small. He plays like an anchor in the middle, someone you just can't move. And that's crucial, because one of the biggest issues for the 49ers in recent seasons was giving up easy yards up the middle. Teams were avoiding Nick Bosa and running right through the heart of the defense. That's over. You're not doing that anymore. Not with these guys in the middle. And when you put all of this together, the size, the youth, the raw ability, it becomes clear that the 49ers are returning to their roots. Back to what made them so dangerous in the early years under Saleh. Back when the defense was built around overwhelming size and violent physicality, not finesse. Look at the measurements last year. The average defensive lineman for the Niners was about 6'2", 279 pounds, with 32-inch arms. This year, try 6'4" and nearly 300 pounds, with 33.5-inch arms. That's a massive difference in both stature and reach. That's not a small tweak. That's an overhaul. And you can already feel the effects. The line is dominating drills. The offense is being forced to adjust every snap. There's no easy yardage. And sure, people are quick to say, it's just training camp. But physical domination doesn't lie. You can't fake raw power. You can't coach natural leverage or size. When a guy wins one-on-one, when he walks another grown Man back 5 yards into the pocket. That's real. That's tape. That's what matters. You've also got names like D. Winters, Malik Mustafa, Ricky Pearsall, Ronald Green, guys who are stepping into bigger roles and not blinking. And still, somehow, ESPN acts like this is the 30th best young core in football. That's wild. You can argue methodology all day, but the eye test doesn't lie. The reports are consistent, the buzz is growing, and most importantly, the results are showing up every day on the practice field. This defensive line, especially, is shaping up to be something special, and not just in terms of potential. I'm talking production. I'm talking dominance. I'm talking about forcing opponents into third and long over and over again, then unleashing guys like Bryce Huff to finish the job. I'm talking about a unit that could rival what the Rams built at their peak, only younger and deeper. The truth is, there's a shift happening, and it's deliberate. You can see it in the draft strategy. Defense, defense, defense. The Niners went all in on physicality and disruption. Their top 5 picks this year, all defense. You don't do that by accident. You don't ignore offense unless you're absolutely committed to building a wall. They wanted to get bigger, stronger, meaner, and they did. It's a calculated identity change, and when you've got guys like Collins, West, and Williams forming the spine of your front, that identity becomes a nightmare for the rest of the league. Now look, I know training camp isn't the regular season. I know there's a tendency to overhype rookies every summer, but this feels different. It feels deeper, it feels real when the pads come on. And guys are still making noise, still stacking reps, still turning heads that mean something. This isn't just a one-day flash, it's momentum, it's proof of concept. It's the beginning of something that could carry through the whole year and beyond. The best part, these guys are just getting started. They haven't hit their ceilings. They're learning. They're growing, and they're already making established veterans take notice. You can feel the shift. You can hear it in the way coaches talk. You can see it in the way these guys carry themselves. There's confidence. There's swagger. And there's this underlying message being sent to the rest of the league. You missed. You overlooked them, and now you're going to pay the price. Whether it's Williams blowing up plays off the edge, Collins swallowing up blocks in the middle, or West collapsing the pocket like a wrecking ball, this defense is building something monstrous, something terrifying, and if the rest of the league isn't paying attention now, they will soon. Because once the game starts, it's going to be impossible to ignore. And that's what's so wild about all of this. The fact that the blueprint has been hiding in plain sight. The 49ers didn't do anything sneaky. They didn't make any blockbuster trades or go viral with shocking draft picks. They just did their homework. They found guys who fit the mold. They trusted their evaluations. And now, it's all coming together, piece by piece, rep by rep, hit by hit. The momentum that the 49ers have built in training camp doesn't stop at the defensive line. It stretches throughout the entire roster, creating a wave of energy and potential that is hard to ignore. When you start looking beyond the headline grabbers and established stars, you find a wellspring of talent that is quietly transforming the team into a future powerhouse. The foundation laid by these young players is sturdy and growing every day, shifting the entire culture of the franchise. Take the linebackers, for example. The position has long been a strength for the Niners, but this year there's a different kind of buzz. It's not just about experience or name recognition. It's about a group of young athletes who are redefining what it means to be a linebacker in this defense. The mix of speed, instinct, and brute strength among the younger guys is electrifying. They aren't just filling spots, they are vying for starting roles with ferocity. The competition is fierce, and it's pushing everyone to new heights. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Santa Clara might be on the verge of welcoming a new name to the defensive trenches. And if the whispers are true, it's a name that has fans talking, scouts excited, and rivals on alert. The rumor mill has been churning over the last few days, and the latest spark setting social media ablaze suggests that Mason Graham, the standout defensive tackle from Michigan, could be headed to the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, you read that right. While no official announcement has been made by the team, various insider sources and online speculation point to a possible imminent signing or a trade. SCENA or IO involving Graham. The 49ers, a team already stacked with elite talent on defense, could be looking to reinforce their already fearsome front line with fresh blood, and Graham, known for his strength, quick hands, and relentless motor may be just what the doctor ordered. For those who've followed his college career, Mason Graham is no stranger to headlines. A star for the Michigan Wolverines, he quickly rose through the ranks, becoming one of the most disruptive interior linemen in the Big Ten. His explosiveness off the snap and ability to shed blocks with ease made him a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks, and now, if rumors are to be believed, he may be trading maize and blue for red and gold, though details remain unclear. Speculation began following a cryptic tweet from a For9ers staff member, since deleted, that simply read, "Big things coming to the D-line. Stay tuned. Hashtag brick by brick." That alone might have been brushed off as standard off-season hype. But when combined with a photo circulating online showing Graham at SFO, wearing what looked suspiciously like For9ers gear, the internet did what it does best: it exploded, adding more fuel to the fire. Graham's own social media accounts have gone unusually quiet in the past 48 hours, and one fan claimed to have spotted him at Levi Stadium earlier this week. Meanwhile, several verified NFL insiders, none willing to go fully on the record, have hinted that something involving Graham and the For9ers is, quote, in the works. If true, it's a move that could have significant ramifications across the NFC. The 49ers are already boasting one of the league's most dominant defensive lines, anchored by the likes of Nick Bosa and Javon Hargrave. Inserting a young, hungry talent like Graham into that rotation could spell doom for opposing offenses, especially in a division where pass protection is already under siege. But what's the logic behind such a move? Why would the 49ers, team just shy of a Super Bowl last season, take a gamble on youth in a win-now window? Some analysts suggest it's all part of a longer-term strategy. Hargrave, while still elite, isn't getting any younger, and there are always salary cap gymnastics to consider. Bringing in someone like Graham now allows him to learn under veterans, absorb the system, and gradually transition into a starting role without the pressure of carrying the line. From day one, it's a chess move, not a checkers one, of course. All this remains speculation until official confirmation comes from the organization. The 49ers have kept notoriously tight lips this offseason, with GM John Lynch playing his cards close to the vest. But with training camp heating up and preseason just around the corner, some sort of announcement, if there's truly one to be made, would likely come soon. Until then, fans will continue to dream. Social media is already flooded with mock-ups of Graham in a 49ers jersey, and YouTube analysts are breaking down his Michigan highlights in anticipation. The buzz is real, and if nothing else, it shows just how much excitement still surrounds the trenches in today's NFL. Whether this rumored move materializes or not, it speaks to a larger truth. The 49ers are not content. They're hungry. They're looking for every edge, every addition that can push them over the top. And if Mason Graham does end up in San Francisco, don't be surprised if he becomes one of the key pieces that helps them get there. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.